that's how bad it can be. Now, the use of pesticides and other chemicals contaminate the soil. And remember that contamination in the soil can be carried to us. I am an advocate of non-chemical landscaping, the way my friend is an advocate of non-chemical agriculture. And I am probably an anti-golf course designer, anti-golf course development. Because golf courses are secretly in the list of, no, that's not a secret anymore, but they are tops in consumption of water. Okay, they say that the water supply for a golf course can feed about 13 barangays in the Philippines. Okay, and not only that, the use of chemicals in golf courses, pesticides and fertilizers, circulate within the atmosphere, immediate microclimate of a golf course, and affects the health of the golfer, the people who maintain the golf, and the people who live near the golf course. So, sorry, but I hope the developers will not run after me after this. Now, good practices in soils. Number one, preserve and protect healthy soils by identifying areas of healthy soils, retaining topsoil, preventing erosion and sedimentation, minimizing grading. Look, in my practice or in my teaching of landscape architecture, I always tell my students, there is beauty in the natural topography. You can always work with an existing topo. You can control the grading, so you don't have to flatten sides in order to create good designs. So try to be more friendly now with our existing topo. And of course, don't remove the ugly vegetation. They can be your best friends after all. Improve the health of degraded soil. So where soil has been degraded, improve its health through soil restoration, the reuse and rehabilitation to achieve conditions similar to regional reference soil. There are soil specialists who can reformulate soil, meaning to say we try to copy the local soil as much as possible. If we had to bring in soil from somewhere, you need to study what is the local soil and try to bring in the same kind. Okay. Of course, reduce waste during maintenance by recovering yard trimmings and composting them. Composting reduces the need for fertilizers because they supply nutrients in a slow release manner. It's really better than the chemical fertilizer. And yard trimmings will always be there, right? They will always be a product of your landscape. So you can reuse them, don't throw them away. The other use for the compost is to hold more rainwater on site. So they act as mulch. Mulching is very important especially during the hot season. Whenever you water your garden, and please remember, do not water your garden before the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Just water before 10 a.m. and after 4 p.m. Okay? Because, sometimes I see government MMDA water trucks watering at the peak of the day, noontime. You know what happens? Number one, it makes the plants sizzle. Masyado mainit, and then you apply cold water. Number two, water evaporates, so you're wasting water during those hours. Okay, so try to keep within the hours of watering. Then, during the summer season, when temperatures are high, putting compost around the plants will reduce evaporation. So this is the purpose of mulching. Okay, let's talk about vegetation. Vegetation is what most of you associate landscape architecture with, di ba? Landscape architects are glorified gardeners. But we are okay with that. Because architects are glorified carpenters, sabi nila. I'm okay with that too. Now, I always say that if there is a very significant, the most important symbiosis that can happen on Earth is the symbiosis between man and plants. Why? Because man inhales oxygen and exhales carbon dioxide. And plants do the exact opposite. Plants inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. So imagine what life would be without plants. Okay? Of course, we need to provide plants with a correct environment, with sunlight, because sunlight acts on the plants in the process of photosynthesis. And in the process of photosynthesis, the end product is oxygen. So please keep your plants around you all the time. Plant more plants, don't cut any trees. Now, vegetation also has another function. Along with soil, they can convert and recycle human waste by processing, removing, transforming, and storing pollutants coming from air and water. This is the function called phytoremediation. Phytoremediation is a function that cannot be done in an artificial manner. Kasi ngayon, science can produce human beings artificially, right? Stem cell. Meaning to say, you're defying nature, you're acting like gods, creating people without doing it the nice way. But phytoremediation is not yet, I hope not, artificialized. Okay. Disturbing or removing vegetation, I already mentioned that. Cutting of trees. Look at how pitiful this landscape is. So, by cutting down these trees, the incidences of sedimentation, erosion happens. The Mag-Aso Falls is a victim, or is a result, of the cutting down of trees. Okay. Cutting down of vegetation also restricts the capacity of the landscape to intercept and infiltrate water. Meaning to say, without vegetation, water will tend to run off the surface. Running off the surface means the water will carry with it all the important nutrients and throw it away somewhere where it's not needed. Also, we've suffered a lot from landslides. Okay, there is no better lesson but to learn from the landslides that have killed people. If you try to cover the history of landslides, all those places, 3 times in Leyte, and then 1 time in Quezon and Aurora. All the people that had been covered by the landslides are not retrievable. Not retrievable. So that is how scary it is. Of course, vegetation provides shade and evapotranspiration that cool buildings and help save on energy costs. One bad practice in vegetation is the use or the introduction of non-native species into the gardens. We're very fond of imported plants or imported items in general. And so even imported plants can be considered as invasive species. Invasive in a sense that they can carry diseases, they can destroy local native vegetation, and contribute to non-sustainability. Okay. So what do we do in vegetation? Number 1 is we protect and conserve existing vegetation. So somehow, even for ugly plants around you, around the site, you must look for the benefits. Try not to attack it and say, pangit yan, sige, tanggalin. Whatever you can preserve, conserve, please do that. Okay?